to get out of this
Congressman,
mess we're in now. And
do you think Rudy Giuliani is up to beating Hillary Clinton if she's the nominee? I mean, last time they were supposed to go at it in New York State, it didn't actually happen. He didn't actually run against her. Do you have a sense that he's really got it in his gut to take on Hillary Clinton in a debate?
Chris, he absolutely has it.
Do you think he could beat her in a debate? Do you think he could beat Hillary Clinton in a debate?
Absolutely.
I wonder.
Oh, maybe you do. I don't. I'm absolutely convinced he would.
She's done well in almost every debate so far.
Well, she's not
with some exceptions.
Rudy Giuliani, listen, his record as a trial lawyer, his record as a prosecuting attorney, he's an outstanding debater. But let me go back to what Tom Ridge said about economics and John McCain. The fact is, as mayor of New York, Rudy Giuliani cut taxes 23 times. He has the most comprehensive tax cut policy on the agenda right now. John McCain, he voted against the Bush tax cuts, and even though he's saying it was because there wasn't enough spending, the fact is, if those tax cuts had not gone through,
enough spending cuts, I think he said. Okay. I think he said not enough spending cuts.
Okay. Without that, having said that, without spending cuts, the fact is, if he would rather have not had the tax cuts, because there were no spending cuts, that would have been bad economics, bad for the country, and against Republican philosophy. And at the time, also, Senator McCain said it wasn't just because a lack of spending cuts, but also because he said they favor the rich, they favor the upper class. That is classic liberal Democratic talk. That goes against the policies of Ronald Reagan, and that goes against decades-old Republican tax cut philosophy. And I go back to my other position I said before. We are in a war against Islamic terrorism, and you have to have tough interrogation. I don't want to see 5,000 or 10,000 Americans die because we don't want to put someone through 30 seconds of discomfort, which is not going to cause them any lasting damage. And a presidential candidate should not be talking about it. We shouldn't be saying publicly what we're going to do and not do.
Okay, last word.
Well, Senator McCain is consistently, remember, he was part of the Reagan Revolution way back when and supported the Reagan tax cuts. What you also don't remember is that under Ronald Reagan also limited the growth of the government. Since Ronald Reagan left the presidency, and unfortunately there have been a lot of Republicans on watch, the average taxpayers, the government has risen about $2,500 per man, woman, and child. And John McCain has said, look, you can cut taxes, but at the same time you got to reduce spending. Now, quite clearly, he wants to make the Bush tax cuts permanent. Exactly. And we know he'll cut spending because he's been a deficit boss for a long time.
Congressman King, have you ever seen a candidate engaged in rope-a-dope as long as Rudy has? I mean, is he waiting for the 8th round like Muhammad did against Foreman? I mean, isn't it a little late in the match to be winning a round?
Chris, this is the first all-Republican primary, and it should be Republicans who pick the nominee. This is the first all-Republican primary. But, you know, Senator McCain can't have it both ways. He said he was against the Bush tax cuts, but now he wants to extend them. If you're going to have straight talk, you can't be saying you're against them and now you're for them when he's running for the presidency. And it was those tax cuts that we as Republicans believe reinvigorated our economy and produced the many jobs we've had over the last several years.
Well, let's not forget, you can do almost anything if you're running against Romney. Anyway, thank you, Congressman Peter King, and thank you, Governor Tom Ridge.